The new NBA season is upon us, and it's been a massive off-season for the Aussies in the NBA. We had another player drafted, 3 of our brightest stars were traded to new teams, we had the shock selection snub of Matisse Thybulle, and the Olympic heartbreak for the Boomers in Paris. In this video, we're going to jump around the NBA Media Day to find out how they are all feeling as they build up to another NBA season. First of all, we head to Portland, where we hear for the first time from Matisse Thybulle about his surprise Olympic selection snub.
Well, I handled it by getting on a flight and sitting there for 15 hours just thinking about it. What do you learn from it? I guess that nothing's guaranteed. I got into there with an assumption that I would have been on the team and I wasn't, so just having to deal with the I guess a sense of entitlement I might have had going in there. Yeah, that's a deeper one than just a simple answer, but yeah, there's plenty of stuff to think about and process.
Then on a more happier note, Matisse describes the feeling he gets when he plays defense.
For me, it's just fun. I don't, a lot of, the narrative or verbiage in sports in general, but especially in defense is war and battle and defeat, and it becomes this life or death thing, and I'm I just enjoy creating plays, and for me it's you're kind of outwitting them, and whether it's a physical battle or not, I'm able to use my tools to overcome yours, and just enjoying that little game as opposed to shutting someone down or destroying someone. I'm just...
After a surprise trade, Dyson Daniel talks about how he found out about the trade and how it came at the perfect time in his career.
I got called at 6 a.m. and I was asleep, so I was woke up out of my sleep and I was kind of groggy, picked up the phone, wasn't really expecting it. So I was kind of shocked, especially for the first day, but once kind of everything settled down and I was able to come to myself and my thoughts, that I was excited. I knew I wanted to be a part of a team like this, a team that plays fast, a team that has the opportunity to be good, and I was really excited. But playing in New Orleans, I learned a lot. I was kind of playing behind some all-star caliber players, some veterans as well, which I was able to learn from for my first 2 years, and that was great for me. But I think this trade has come at the right time, going to year 3, ready to make that big jump, and that's what I'm ready for. So I'm really looking forward to this year.
With more playing time coming his way, Dyson has set a massive goal for this season.
But for me, I want to take the challenge of guarding the best player every night, just being out there, being that, kind of that backbone for guys like Trey, being able to switch things, 1 through 4, defend bigger people, defend smaller guards. So just being everywhere on the floor. I got a big goal this year of making a first team all defense. So I'm gonna try to go out there and make that happen.
If Dyson can make the all defensive team, we know Trae Young is going to be super excited because it's going to make his job a lot easier.
But for me, even adding Dyson, Dyson's going to be unbelievable for us, on our team. And I know a lot of people are excited for his defense. I'm 10 times more excited about his defense that he brings to us. But it's also my job to make it easier for him on offense. He's a really good player. He can make a lot of plays. Was on a team that was talented, that he didn't have to play as much, and you only know him for as a defender. But he can do a lot more than that. But he's going to be known for defending and locking guys up, locking the best players up, and so it's on me to help him with the other stuff. So our team is really good. We bring a lot of different things, and it's gonna be fun.
Head coach Quinn Snyder loves Dyson's ability to make plays, and Daniels has already showed him the lost art of cutting.
One of the earlier questions, passing was part of my answer, and I think Dyson is someone that, particularly for his size, a player that can guard multiple positions, his ability to make plays, whether it be off the dribble or even making a simple pass, his ability to cut, which is, I think, an art form that's a little bit lost in today's NBA. Cutting is something that can go with shooting. They're both equally effective, and you can shoot the ball and cut, but not just cutting to score. You know, I think those are situations where he has the ability to catch the ball on the move and make a play for someone else, because he really does have a good feel for the game.
In Chicago, Josh Giddey revealed that he injured his ankle in the last play at the Olympics, and he hasn't played ball since.
I mean, originally we thought it was just an ankle roll, so it was going to be the regular rehab, however long that took, and then, you know, scans kind of did confirm it was a ATFL rupture, and we started rehab when I got back in Melbourne. I was there for about a month, and we were, you know, well and truly on track, and came here, continued on that track, so everything's getting much better, and these things, it's probably at a point where if it was a playoff game, I'd be out there playing, but because we're in the off-season, this isn't something you want to rush, and we just want to get it 100% right. The medical team here have been awesome with me, working with it every day, rehabbing, continuing to get my ankle stronger, so when I do get back to playing, it's fully fit and healthy, and I'm ready to go.
Do you expect to be fully available on opening day?
On opening day? Oh, yeah. I'll be fine by then.
And after a reporter brought up the Serbia game at the Olympics, Giddey explained how much that hurt and how it will drive him in the future.
Didn't have to remind me about that. It was the biggest comeback in Olympic history, and it happened to be against us. And I mean, that was a game that just sat with me for weeks after that happened, and probably for me the most heartbreaking loss of my career. We were right there. You know, we got up 25 points against a talented team as that, and we had every opportunity to win that game and move on to the semifinals. And to kind of end the Olympic campaign that way was just, you know, it was very hard to do, and I think it adds fuel to the fire for the next time you go back to another Olympic Games, and we've got to wait till, you know, LA in 28. But I know the guys that we have on the group are going to be ready to go again and don't want to feel something like that again.
After finding a home in Utah, Patty Mills talks about how the deal came about and what he can offer this young team.
It came after the Paris Olympics this summer. As you can imagine, an Olympic campaign is very full-on and hectic as it is, but having these conversations on the side, you know, throughout that was very exciting at the same time. So we unfortunately got knocked out in the quarterfinals, a tough game against Serbia, and a couple of days later I was on the phone to Will talking about this opportunity, which I'm incredibly excited about. The role that I have on this team this year is very clear, and this part in my career and what I have to bring to an incredibly young, talented group is exciting for me to be able to share what I've experienced over the course of 15 years in the NBA, with an NBA championship, 5 Olympic Games and an Olympic medal. I think there's a lot here that I'm naturally good at being able to help some younger guys develop and create a strong foundation base here in Utah for the Jazz to be able to build on over the course of many, many years. So this conversation with Will went very well in the streets of Paris, and it got me very excited about this season and you know what I can bring.
In the next 2 clips, we hear about the special connection between Patty Mills and Jazz head coach Will Hardy that dates back to Patty's first day at the Spurs.
He was the first person to open the doors for me in San Antonio when I got to the Spurs. And I think that first workout at 9 p.m. at night, I think it was, little did we know just how much we would experience together. The highs, the lows, the good, the bad, the ugly, laughters, tears, all of it. I think we've watched each other grow in our respective roles and got to know each other very well. And I think to be able to see him succeed as a coach and as a head coach in this role, to be able to then reunite with him in an environment that is very comfortable, not only because of his position, but I think what I can bring to this environment. So it's unique, it's very special, it's exciting at the same time because my role, there's so much clarity in my role, and I know what to do, I know how to execute it, and I'm excited about it as well. I can see the potential here, not only this season, but the years to come.
Absolutely. Patty and I have known each other almost 15 years. We spent 10 years together in San Antonio. He's one of my favorite people, not just in the NBA, but on the planet. And there's a massive level of comfort that I get knowing that he's here. Our team needs some veteran leadership. We need some people to model behavior for the young players. We also need people that are going to fully give themselves to the group. And, also Patty's an extrovert, and we have a team that has a lot of introverts on it. And I think that Patty's personality and energy is going to really help our locker room and help our team day to day. But I'm not shying away from the fact that Patty being here is also wildly comforting for me personally. And I plan on leaning on him a ton to try to help lead this group.
For Joe Ingles, well, we're going to start off in total Joe Ingles fashion.
I don't even want to do this, to be honest with you. This might be the only time you guys speak to me, so yeah, ask away, because I might not do any more media the rest of the year.
And then we find out why he picked the Timberwolves and why this season is all about winning and the big sacrifice his family has made this year.
Yeah, actually, funnily enough, now I was talking to them last year a little bit too, and a big part of my decision last year, may or may know, with my son being on the spectrum, and we'd always known a school in Orlando, the reviews about it. I never knew if it was actually going to be good or not, but not saying the basketball side in Orlando wasn't great, but the big part was my family and Jacob and what he needs, and it ended up being the right decision because he loves the school he's at. So we did make the right decision. We're going to be Orlando natives for a long time, I think now, with what he enjoys there and my other kids. But then, this year just the opportunity obviously came up again, and being a part of a team that did what they did last year, and obviously watching from afar and having some people on the inside with Mike and Rudy and guys that Del Demps, who was in Utah with me. I've known Tim for a little while. Just a pretty cool opportunity, and obviously it dating back to the year before as well, where there was some interest. So it wasn't just a pop-up thing that randomly happened, and really excited to be here now, and obviously be a part of this group going forward, and hoping to do some good things with them. But yeah, just like combining all the things that obviously you see from afar with Rudy and Mike, and obviously getting a chance to play with Ant and these guys, like it's exciting. So, like I said, my goal is to help this team in any way that I can, whether it's playing, sitting on the bench, helping. That role, obviously, being 37 in a couple days here, the perspective and understanding changes a little bit. For me, it's about winning. It's not about me individually. It's about being in a good, fun situation and winning. And I think this year even more, with my family staying in Orlando for the school purpose, being here by myself, and really maxing out what I can do to help this team win. If I'm not going to be with my family, I may as well make it worthwhile. And it's a big year. It's an important year for me in that sense of without my family and the sacrifice that my wife and I were willing to put forward to do this. So as serious as that sounds, I am really excited, and it's going to be a fun year.
Then Joe tells a great story about Rudy Gobert and why he will always be a dear friend to him and his family.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people know Rudy, personally really know him, and see things he does, or him being goofy on the court. Everyone's seen him do different things, and the one thing to me that I'll always remember and never forget, and he'll always be a good friend for it was when he everyone knows he's into his weird little crystals and whatever, and when my son was diagnosed with autism, he was a couple of days later was at a store buying more crystals and doing what he does, and there was this one massive thing that had some type of writing about autism and the connection or whatever it was, and he bought it and gave it to us as a gift at that time when it was pretty rough. And then also we've got twins. Jacob's a twin. He also bought another one for his sister because he didn't want to give one to Jacob and not to Miller. So like the care and the thought, like he's a caring guy. He wants to win. He's a professional. To me, like those things are more important than what people want to say on the outside. Like I think the group, the team that is around him knows what he does and knows what he can do to help our team, and we'll support him in that. And I mean, if he wants to go back and forth with people, that's on him. And you guys can fill me in about that if I ever talk to you again. And yeah, I've got obviously a bit of a special kind of place for him because of the things that we've been through off the court and the support that he's given me and my family through 8 years of being together. So yeah, really don't give it what people say, to be honest.
In Indiana, there was no footage of Johnny Furphy's media day. Tyrese Halliburton explains what he has loved so far from the rookie.
Yeah, I just love it, his competitiveness. You know, I love that he comes out and competes on a daily basis. Obviously being, the young guy, there's more that's expected of him. And, the coach started a little harder on him than probably everybody else, but that's a part of being a rookie. So I look forward to being with him, and watching his growth and helping in any way I can, whatever that role is for him. But he's definitely a guy that can fit right in with our group. He's going to help a lot.
In Houston, Jock Landau talks about how better his body is feeling compared to last training camp, and how the Rockets' strong center rotation only helps improve his game.
Completely different feeling this time last year, and I don't think I gave it credit last year where I was at this point. I was like, I'm good, like everything's great, and it just wasn't. So I feel back to myself. I feel as though I put in a lot of good work, and it's the benefit of having the Olympics is you're able to put in that good work, show that it's kind of paying off, and then kind of continue to stack on top of that. So I feel miles better this time around compared to last year. Finally did a bunch of testing today, and it was like off the charts compared to last year. So I'm really happy with where I'm at physically. It was a long road to get back to this, but pumped about it. I mean, they're two blokes that are starting centers in the NBA, plain and simple, Steven and Albie. So, that's an interesting dynamic for sure. But you look at where we're at. I believe I'm one of the best backups in the NBA, and fortunately we have three of us that are pretty damn good. So I have no problem saying that they're a few steps ahead of me. But you don't look around the league too much and think we got problems at that position comparatively. I think that the Rockets have put together a phenomenal center spot. And so being able to go up against each other the past couple of weeks, it's kind of been like a sink or swim type feeling, or iron sharpens iron, whatever you want to call it, where it feels like we've all taken steps. I think that, for Alpi being where he's at in his career, which is like he's on the precipice of being one of the best, being able to kind of get like a different look at that position to defend against, one that's probably a little more mobile than me, and then one with Steve where it's like you got to do your work early and really put some lumber on this dude. So I've seen growth in him just these last couple of weeks, and then Steve just being who he is, bringing that physicality for me is special as well. Being able to like go up against them is, you got a guy who's super skilled, speaking for myself, a guy who's super skilled in Alpi that I get to play against, and then a guy who's just like a real bulldog in Steve, or a grizzly bear, I should say. So, yeah, it's been a challenge, it's been fun, and I think that we're all going to grow because of it.
And with no footage of Jack McVay's media day, Jock talks about how cool it is to have him on his team.
Having Jack around's been really cool. He's a great guy. I had the opportunity to play with him in the Olympics. It's one of those guys who never has a bad day. Like, so much so that it's like, come on, man, like, come back down to earth with the rest of us. But he's an awesome bloke, great character, great player, has like an exorbitant amount of confidence. So yeah, it's a joy to have Jack around and start taking over the locker room with these Aussie and Kiwis.
And in Dallas, Dante Exum thinks the hunger of getting back to the finals will help drive the Mavs this season. He also talks about how tough the Olympic competition was this year.
Yeah, I think it's the experience of it all. Not that it took us by surprise. I thought everyone felt that we deserved it and we should be there, but just getting there and being like, okay, this is it. Like, we're this close, and I think that hunger is going to drive us and everything that we do going forward today. I think every team I've been at, obviously the thing you say at the start of the season before training camp is, we want to be in the finals. We want to, make an impact in the playoffs. And, we did truly believe it last year and we were able to do that. But I think coming into this year, we know that we can, and we know that we have the ability, 1 through 15 to do that. I mean, this is obviously one of the most anticipated Olympic Games ever, I would say. I think just with the quality of teams and players at the Olympics alone, not only just in the US, but everywhere else. We didn't medal, Germany didn't medal. There was Canada didn't medal. There was a lot of teams that, you'd put them any other year medaling for sure. So I think that just shows the growth of basketball and how it's just going in this great direction that every country is just investing a lot into, basketball players and their basketball programs. But I think for me, it's exciting going into those international competitions. It's kind of like a little bit of a breath of fresh air just to, play for a month, play to win. You only get to play 5-6 games together to do something great for your country. And it's obviously an honor to do that every time I get the chance to.
A new home for Josh Green as he talks about how he found out about the trade to the Hornets and how Charlotte are on the right track to make a playoff run.
Honestly, man, it was like 3-4 in the morning. I was in Australia. Went to bed, normal night, and my phone, woke me up like 3-4 in the morning. I put my phone's always on Do Not Disturb too, so I knew something was up because it was like 30 missed phone calls. So I think it's kind of that feeling when you're half asleep and you're like, damn, like you didn't know. It all went by so fast. It's been a long, 3 months. Hasn't been much of an off season, but it's it's there in the past, and it's as much as it is tough mentally. I'm very excited for what's ahead. I'm super excited to be here and be a part of it all. And yeah, I think it's part of basketball. All these different things that have happened. And yeah, I'm excited, and I think being in the finals has only motivated me to I want to get back there. That playoff, it's nothing better than being in the playoffs, and I truly think that the Hornets are trending in the right direction and everything to be a playoff team.
And with Ben Simmons, well, I'll let him explain how things are going.
Ben, first and foremost, from your mouth, just how are you feeling heading in after that second surgery?
Amazing.
Okay.
Took plenty of time off to get the body right, get through the rehab process, and I'm back playing, so excited to play.
So the plan will be you're available for training camp, and as of right now, you'll be available on opening night.
So compete and play. Yep, ready to go.
We talked to Cam Thomas. We talked to Cam Johnson. We were just discussing this, and they said you at the top and healthy 100% is going to make this team work like a well-oiled engine.
I think people forget, me as a player when I'm healthy. I can play basketball. I'm pretty good, right? So for me, it's just being consistent with that and staying on top of my body and just getting better every day and staying in the gym with these guys.
All right, guys, that'll wrap up our 2024 NBA Media Day whip around. I hope everybody can stay healthy and everybody has a great season. All right, guys, that'll wrap up today's video. If you liked this video, please hit the like button. That really helps this video out. If you like this type of content, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.
But I don't even want to do this, to be honest with you.